When was the last time that you stayed on budget? When was the last time that you stuck to a diet? When was the last time you exercised? When was the last time that you fought clean for those you love? It's very difficult to do the right thing all the time. We all know that. We all know that we procrastinate, we avoid, we deflect, we rationalize as to why we shouldn't and wouldn't and won't do something that we know benefits us. The question is, why do we self-sabotage so much? What stops us? What's that blockage inside your brain that always makes you question if the right thing is the right thing to do? There's many reasons why people fall into self-sabotaging behaviors. A simple one, anger. Maybe you are angry, maybe you are resentful, maybe certain things happen to your life and you just feel this anger, this desire to just destroy. Well, that feeds your self-saboteur. Because when you start to build something, you get resentful towards success because you equate that to something that you're not deserving of. So your anger and your low self-esteem might be playing into this. Another option is that you might be seeking attention. I fall into that category. My self-saboteur shows up whenever I feel needy. So I sort of break something in order to call for attention. I'm doing something well and right, and I'm doing the right thing, but it doesn't feel the same way as when I damage something and people come to my rescue, or they don't. Now, this is something that I'm working actively on, and making this video is one of those steps that I've decided to take in order to overcome this problem. But attention is a big one. A lot of people seek attention and they engage in self-destructive behavior not because of anger, not because of the desire to really destroy something, but rather because they want people to come to their rescue when they lose their plot, when they lose track. And sometimes they force that losing track, so they accelerate the process of being taken care of. So there's an element of insecurity here attached as well. If you are insecure, you might be scared of success. You might be fearful of what happens if you succeed. And that might sound strange for some of you, but the reality is most of us want to stay in our lane. And that's because it's fearful, it's scary to succeed. Because now the expectations are really high. You start to get paranoid that everyone's going to expect you to double your success, or do it again, or keep it going ad eternum. But you know that keeping success going means that you have to have the skill set to do so, and perhaps you think that succeeding once might be a fluke. So you self-sabotage, and you stop it before you get there, and that way you keep the expectations low. Now you know all this. You can hear your self-saboteur talking. You know there's a conflict between what you want and what you're doing. Your goals and your actions are not aligned. Maybe you start but you don't finish. Maybe you don't even start. Maybe you procrastinate, you make yourself busy, pretending to be busy. Maybe you make yourself busy so you avoid the actual things that you'd like to do, so you call yourself a productive person when really you're a massive procrastinator because you keep yourself busy and stuck when you should be doing things that you value. So what can you do about it? First of all, you have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge your self-saboteur. You have to look inside yourself and realize that there is nothing real and concrete that is actually stopping you from achieving whatever you want to achieve. And you know what you want to achieve, because if you ask deep enough, those answers will come up. And what you want to achieve is not to just be able to pay the bills? What you want to achieve is not just to have some companionship at home. What you want to achieve is a true life, is a real, fulfilling life, with comfort, with some luxuries. What you want to achieve is true love. Companionship is great. True love is priceless. That's what you want, and you know that. You want a healthy body. You don't want to feel tired every 5 minutes. You want to learn more because you know how that makes you feel. What you're scared of is, what if I try to learn and then I don't understand it? That's not real. That's your self-saboteur getting in the way. What you're fearful of is not of true love, but of not being loved back. That's not real. That's your self-saboteur talking. You're not scared of making money, you're scared of losing it once you make it. That might happen, but why not try? So first step, you acknowledge it. You acknowledge that self-saboteur. You accept that you have this voice in your head. That might be adaptive. Sometimes you might need it. Most of the time, you won't. The second step is to talk about it openly. Like I said, I have that voice in my head. Most days I don't want to do the things that I have to do, but I fight through it. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I fail. I'm working towards failing less and less. Hopefully, talking about it will make me more accountable towards yourselves. By saying it out loud, by putting it out there, I kind of need to pull myself together and get stuff done. So I'm not the guy who talks the talk but doesn't walk the walk. That's a strategy. It works for me. I like to lead by example. It motivates me and it makes me better. So it's a win-win. If I can inspire someone else to also do it, that's a bonus. The third step is, whenever you hear your self-saboteur talk, you have to accept that it's time for it to talk. But then you have to let it go. You maybe need to have a conversation with that voice and say, look, I appreciate that you're there trying to warn me against the potential dangers of making this decision, but I'm gonna go with my gut, and I don't need you now. So I'm moving ahead. I'm taking the step. I'm jumping off that cliff. Let's go. And then you act. The only antidote for procrastination and self-sabotage is action. You need to take action. You gotta start moving straight away. Get some energy going by moving, not by thinking about moving. Remember, results don't come from confidence. Confidence comes from results. First you must achieve and then you believe. And that's the truth. It doesn't matter if it sounds like a cliche, that's the truth. First you have to achieve. The mindset will follow. You just have to power through that desire to sabotage, that desire to procrastinate, that desire to postpone, the desire to cancel, to not show up. Act, act, act. Because in the end, you'll realize that all that was stopping you was just that voice. There were no real obstacles in the way. You'll find some challenges, but none of them are death sentences. Everything can be overcome. Everything can be adjusted. Everything is flexible. Nothing, there's no mistake that you can make as long as you stay within the realms of the law and ethics that will stop you from achieving your goal. So when you hear your self-saboteur talk, have a chat and let it go. Go get him.